Hi there, welcome to Noel.
Really excited about the 5th of March 2022. We're having an exciting event whereby we'll be speaking about the accounting side when it comes to business. I know as businessmen and business ladies, we get so much caught up in the operational world. But what does it mean when we're speaking about finances?
I mean, accounting is one of the biggest things that will actually impact your journey. And now, as a business person, we don't really take that into consideration until SARS knocks on your door and is like, sir, you owe 2 million to us. So today we have Mr. Thabo, that is an accountant, and he's actually going to be telling us more about financial management and also accounting. So, welcome to the show, Mr. Thabo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yes. So, Mr. Tauman, I know our conversations have been very profound because I even know as us, example, as property investors, is that we are so focused on getting the finances, getting the tenant, and then just making money from it. However, there's actually more to it. So, do you want to actually just take us through that? What does it really mean having a close, as you did mention, that it's very important that you have a friend as an accountant.
Yeah, yeah. Quite interesting. And I think the important thing about having an accountant as a friend is that you need someone who will be able to walk the journey with you. Remember, your focus is on a business that you are running, but financial management or financial aspect is not your core business, but is fundamental to the success and sustainability of your business. What they always say is that if you are not in control of your finances, it's like you are not in control of your business or the fate of your business.
Yes.
So it's almost like you're shooting in the dark, hoping to hit something there, whatever it is. You are happy with it. So you don't want a situation where at the end of the month, the sales are good, you are happy. When the sales are down, you are not sure, or you're not quite sure what happened. You need to be able to understand the ins and outs of your businesses, and it's very important.
Okay, I would like to actually understand something because as people that are into business, we really miss the step of having an accountant because I'm just focused on things that will be making me money. For instance, applying for the home loan, apply and getting that property, and little attention is being paid to getting an accountant. Whereas this means so much because at the end of the day, this will structure my business going forward if I'm actually my future generations will have access to more funds because we know that if I'm not in appliance, that's actually me shooting myself in the foot. So what would you say is the main thing that somebody who's just starting right now, what should they be looking out, especially when it comes to financial management?
What is important is that you need to understand how much money you are expecting or how much money you are making for a business, how much money you are paying out. Because it's not just to say, okay, I'm expecting X amount at the end of the month, I'm happy with that. But you need to also take into account the expenses that you have paid out. And then most of these startup businesses, they borrow monies from friends, from families and uncles and so forth. But that money is not accounted for into the financials of the company. So the financials of the company is only recognizing the money that is coming through via the stream that you would have created. But it's quite important to have those pre-startup expenses, recognize them. But you can only do that if you are a friend again to your accountant.
Of course.
Because your accountant will be able to say you need to jot down all these expenses that you're incurring even before you start. They need to come into the business. Because remember, when you start a business, whether you're starting at zero value or 10,000, it doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, or let's say at the end of the day, or at the end of the year, I want to be able to say, this is the journey that I went through this year. These were my spendings, and then this were my, the sales that I made. So if you do not have all the expenses treated into the books of the company, you'll not be able to tell the full story. So the financial position that you may be laying to someone is not complete because there is some part that is missing. So you need to ensure that your accountant is always your friend, is always there with you to ensure all those expenses are accounted for into the books.
Of course. So now, Mr. Tabo, looking at as a property investor, right? Most of the time, what happens is that we want to take a loan
Yes.
via via personal or looking at our business, right? But now the ultimate goal is to actually take a loan from your business account. So now, how does that relate to having an accountant and also having financials? Because as a business, when you do go to a bank and ask for money, they're obviously going to ask for an accountant and all of your books. So now, how would you say, or would you say that it is important to have an accountant on your team in order for you to be able to actually balance off your books and be able to actually ask for funding?
Not only that, but the question that I'll ask you, if the bank says no, and then you go to a friend and he says yes, do you care how much interest is he charging? Or you just take it because the bank declined you?
Sure.
So if a friend says, okay, I can borrow you 100,000 and then I want 130, you are just happy that the money is there. But how much money is the friend taking? So it's also important to say, okay, yes, I'm happy that you are coming on board to help me.
Yes.
But you must be able to have that bargaining power also.
Uh,
To say, okay, yes, you are helping me here, but remember, I'm also running something that have a future, a vision with it.
of course.
And you must be able to say, I can negotiate for so much. There are some opportunities that you must be willing to say no to them,
Yes.
no matter how good they are. Because if someone, borrows me 100,000 and say, in 2 months I want 130,000, even the bank won't charge you that, right? But if you're just happy to say, okay, it's 100,000, I'm happy, I've got money, then you are not understanding the financial aspect of your business. But if you have accountant on the side, you too can discuss that and then can make an informed decision. So having that solid financial management is important because it provides you with a foundation for such pillars to be able now to strategize, to make decisions, to be in control of your finances so that you can set direction.
just
Right.
just just a follow up on that question that we just touched on, right? So say for instance, if I'm taking out a loan from a friend, right,
Yeah.
and my friend says that no, I want 30%, right?
Yes.
Am I able to actually justify it to SARS that I needed to pay back this person 100,000 and their 30% back? Or
Yeah.
does SARS not recognize that interest that I need to actually pay back to the guy?
Yeah. SARS, the more money you make, remember, the more money they make.
Of course.
In terms of that, I think it's neither here nor there for SARS. Because obviously it's interest there. You'll pay, obviously, taxes on that.
Okay.
But for me, it's also important for you to understand the deals that you are entering into.
Yes.
So that you don't you don't end up in a situation where you have made money, but you didn't make enough because some of it had to be paid back. For example, take the UIF. You register for UIF and you do your submissions on a monthly basis. And we are not referring to the submissions or the SARS submissions where people are just submitting zero. So that one obviously is just to keep the SARS away, just to keep the regulators away. No, submit zero, it's fine. But it's not right.
It's not right.
Take the situation of COVID. Remember during the serious lockdown, 2020, lots of companies were not able to operate. And then as a result of that, and then the government made that relief fund, right? To say, okay, you can apply for this relief fund. Lots of black companies did not qualify,
Why
merely
didn't you
because
qualify?
of compliance.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, in order to qualify, they were looking at a number of things. You need to ensure that you have the tax clearance, showing that you are compliant. You are registered with your UIF and you are paying your contributions on a monthly basis. You are registered with a workman's compensation. You are paying your annual subscriptions. Your company also is not just running, but is also active from the company's register. Those are the things they were looking for. You have financial money or you have management accounts. If they say, okay, are you able to give us the financial statements for last month? Are you able to do that? Lots of black companies, they do not have that. They don't invest time in ensuring that the financial management of the company is also taken care of. So it's quite important to so it shouldn't be a once-off thing that we do once per annum to say, okay, I think now we must do it because our return is outstanding. I get lots of calls from guys. I mean, if I can show you my emails and phone calls that I'm getting on a daily basis. I'm submitting a tender tomorrow. Can you just help me with the tax clearance? Doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work that way.
This is where now, okay, you can go to other accounts and they can submit zero figures and so forth. But I'm not sure if you'll be happy when SARS knocks at your door and then they say, okay, we want to look at your financial records. Because remember, SARS has access to your bank statement. They say, okay, we see you've been making so much every month. But you see, when you submit the returns, you submit zero. Now, there are questions that you need to answer at that time. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation. Compliance is very important. That's why I say you can only be compliant if you are handling the financial management aspect of your business regularly. Not just as a sporadic thing, as and when you feel like. No. It's part of your business. Although I'm saying it's not core to you, you get someone, you partner with someone who can help you, walk the journey with you, understand your business.
So it's clear that our core business is whatever business or industry that you find yourself in. And then with the financial, getting an accountant, their core business is to look at the financial management side. Because
Yes.
ultimately, we are going to apply for loans. We do want to expand this business, and we can't do that without financial management.
Definitely.
No, that's clear from my
Definitely.
side.
Now then, from my side, all I would just like to ask is that what are you looking forward to in terms of the event? What is the main topic that you like? You know, like this one, I need everybody to really understand.
You mean from my side?
Yes, from your side.
Okay, so I think it's that compliance. It's a compliance. Because for me, the compliance and financial management, they are so intertwined. You cannot have one without the other. You definitely cannot have that. So it's quite important that you understand that in order to be compliant, you need to make sure that you have the solid financial management first.
Of course.
Otherwise, we're back to the situation where you are just running the business hoping that you're gonna get something. If you don't get it, you still don't know how it happened.
Of course. So what we will do is that we'll link your details on the description. So if anybody does want to actually get hold of Mr. Thabo, please do go into the description and let's speak accounting.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Thabo.
All right.
for
Thank
the-
you. Thank you,
Looking
gentlemen.
forward to having the event, and it's going to be exciting.
Likewise,
Really excited
likewise.
about it. Thanks, Ota.
Okay. Thank you.